Hey guys, what is going on? It is Chris here. Hopefully, all you guys had a very good week one in the NFL. And man, was there some high scores there? You needed anywhere from like a 175 and up to cash in tournaments. So it was crazy. One of the highest scoring weeks I've ever seen. Unfortunately, we came a little bit short. We were doing very, very good. We were up there for a while until the late game started. We finished with a 157. So, like I said, we were doing pretty good for a while, but we didn't have any Allen. Rivers or Gordon. We had David Johnson, but obviously that was not enough. So doing good for a while and then just dropped off there in the afternoon games. So, it is what it is. Still did pretty good. So definitely not too worried about that. Came back on Monday night and, won on Monday. So we'll definitely take that. So anyway, guys, if you guys are interested in NFL, let us know. We are going to do Thursday. We're going to do Thursday one game. We're going to do the main slate on Sunday and then Monday night game, one game. So, we're going to do Thursday for the one game and then obviously Sunday main slate and then Monday for the one game. So we were just going to do the main slate, but we're going to do three slates now. So you're going to get in for three slates there. Like I said, would love to have you. $30 a month, $150 for the season with playoffs and NBA preseason. Once NBA comes around, we may change our schedule with NFL just because NBA is our popular sport, and we may not be able to do Thursday or Monday. But until NBA starts, that's what we're going to do. Thursday, Sunday, and Monday. So, like I said, hopefully you guys all did pretty well. Anyway, looking at today's slate here. Let me go check. Okay, for some reason on here it says 12 o'clock. I don't know why, but that was just confusing me a little bit. So anyway, don't look at the times. They're all messed up. But we're going to go ahead and look at some of these totals. We got Tennessee and Houston at 45 total, and Houston only by one, so that could be an interesting game. I don't think a lot of people are going to have ownership to. Carolina, Atlanta, a 44 total, which isn't crazy high, and we got a 6 spread there by Atlanta. Minnesota, Green Bay, no total on this one. Probably not the highest scoring one, probably around 44, 45. We're all looking at that Green Bay, news with Rodgers until they can make a total. Cleveland, New Orleans, 49.5 total with New Orleans by 9. That was crazy what happened with Tampa last week. Miami and New York, a 44 total in New York by 3. I personally think that total is a little high there. Jets got lucky last week with a terrible Detroit team. Next, we got Pittsburgh and Kansas City at 52.5 total with Pittsburgh by 4, which also I think that's a little bit of a high spread. Philly and Tampa, 44 total, and Philly by 3. LA and Buffalo. Man, that was terrible by Buffalo last week. Anyway, they got Josh Allen starting this week, so maybe a little better, but I'm not expecting a lot. 43 total and Chargers by 7. Indy and Washington, 46.5, and Washington by 6. Arizona and LA, 45 total, and the Rams by 13. Detroit and San Fran, 48 total, and San Francisco by 6, which I also think is a little high. San Francisco defense sucks. Detroit just had a very bad week last week. I do expect him to rebound here. And what else we got? We got 2 more. We got Oakland and Denver, 46 total, and Denver by 6. And New England and Jacksonville with a 45 total in New England by 1. So a lot of really close games here. No crazy totals out there like we had last week. We have a 48 total with a 6 spread. Obviously, this Pittsburgh game at 52, you're going to like that. Maybe a couple from this one with the 49 there. So, we got for the most part, we got a couple of pretty good games that we're looking at here. We're just going to go game by game here for you. We're going to briefly go through it and see what we like here. So we got Carolina there and Atlanta. We have a 44.5 total with Atlanta by 6. Anyway, Greg Olsen, he will be out for a month, and he was on my season long, so that sucks. Anyway, like I said, he's going to be out. So it looks like Ian Thomas is going to start for him. I'm not expecting a lot from the guy at all. Honestly, not much. If he gets you 3 or 4 points, you'll be happy with it. He's bare minimum. So he's just a salary saver right there. If you want to put him in there, if you're going a little GPP, I don't mind him. If he gets you 2 or 3 points, that's what you're going to get from him. So I don't mind him. Not really looking at Cam this week. Maybe Matt Ryan, but I really don't care for this game too much. Devontae Freeman, let's see what's going on with him. Haven't looked at his injury news. All right, he won't participate in practice. All right, maybe Coleman, you can put him in there. He's not too bad there. They have no Davis at the linebacker, so maybe he gets to him a little bit. With no Olsen, maybe Devin Funchess in a GPP, but I just don't really like it. I really think this opens up for McCaffrey. I really do. I think he's going to get a lot more receptions. I know Olsen went out pretty early, but I think he can get you about 15 to 16. But do I want to touch it? I really don't want to. So what I'm looking at in this one is Ian Thomas. If you want to just punt your position, which I think a couple will this week. He's going to be in the starting lineup, so might get you 3 or 4 points. And then the Atlanta defense, that's what I'm looking at. I know they only had 7 last week, but I'm not really scared of Carolina, the Panthers offense. That is my team. They really don't have anything. Olsen's not really there. Funches is okay. They didn't use DJ Moore. We'll have to see, but I do like Atlanta. They're going to be at home. Had a disappointing week last week, which, they could have won that game. And, I do like Atlanta in this one. Even though their linebacker went down, I still don't mind Atlanta in this one. All right, moving on. We have Cleveland and New Orleans. 49.5 total, and New Orleans by 9. So, like I said, Tampa, they really shocked the world last week. I think Cleveland can do half decent. I don't think they're going to compete, but I think it's going to be a fast-paced game here. I really like Tyrod Taylor. I think a couple other people are going to like him as well. As we know, he likes to run, and he throws a little bit, but I really like Taylor in this one. 24.6. He's only $6,600. I think he's going to be, a very good option for you there. His popularity will be, relatively high, but I like him. I do. Then you got Alvin Kamara. There we go. Finally fixed his name at 9,000. He'll be very popular once again. Wide receiver, Michael Thomas, he has an illness, which, I'd rather have that than the knee injury with Ted Ginn. So if he plays, which I think, I'm not worried about Michael Thomas. Like I said, if it was a knee injury or something with the leg, I'd be a little more cautious. But illness, it depends on what it is. It could affect him, but I'd rather have that than the knee injury. So, I don't mind Thomas here. I don't think he's going to get you 30. Is he a must-have wide receiver? Probably not, but he's still in a half-decent spot. I do like Jarvis Landry, though. Let's go look at Ted Ginn real quick. Let's see his status. Didn't participate. He has a knee. Okay, so if he doesn't play for some reason, maybe – where is that one guy at? I don't even know who would step up. Cameron Meredith, I'm not sure. Austin Carr, maybe Carr would step up. I don't know if I really want to go that way. It would probably be Alvin Kamara and probably Michael Thomas for sure. Anyway, like I said, Jarvis Landry, I really don't mind him. Look how many targets this dude had in week 1. 15 targets. That's insane. Obviously, as we know, Taylor doesn't really throw the ball too much. He scrambles out, throws it, short. I like Landry. I really do. 15 targets right there. Had 7 of them for 106. I think, he's in a good spot. We saw what Evans and Deshaun Jackson did last week there against New Orleans. So 67, I think he's in a very good spot there for this week. Benjamin Watson maybe gets you 6 or 7, but he's 5,100. I don't really need that. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. So I'm looking at Taylor. I like him. I don't mind Michael Thomas if you want to put him in there. Is he, like I said, is he a must need? No, he's not. So I'm looking at Taylor and Jarvis Landry. Those are probably my 2 that I'm looking at in this game that I'm going to have in my lineup. Plus, they're pretty cheap, and you're getting exposure to a relatively high-scoring game. And with Cleveland going to be behind, they're going to have to, throw the ball quite a bit here. So I really do like those 2 for sure. All right, moving on. We got Miami and the Jets. Let's see here. A 44 total and the Jets by 3. So as you guys all saw, Jets just destroyed Matthew Stafford. But Stafford, some of those throws were just terrible. He made the Jets look good. They're not bad, but yeah. Anyway, everyone thinks Sam Darnold is a god now. I really don't. I think he has a little bit more time to learn. Running back, Isaiah Crowell, he looked good, but he only had one big breakaway at 67 yards. So that's up to you if you want to, pick him just because of that. He might get you 12 or 13, but that's really it. Anyway, I think the cash game pick here is going to be Quincy Enunwa. I don't mind him. I don't think he's going to get a lot of targets as he did. Jermaine Kearse is coming back. How much does that affect him? I'm not 100% sure. Even with some pretty good wide receivers, Anderson and Pryor, Darnold still found Enunwa there for some of those short passes. So, I don't mind him again. Like I said, he'll be popular. He had 10 targets, which isn't too bad. He's only 5,000. I don't think he'll get your 15, maybe 10 to 12 points, but I'll still take that for 5,000. That's pretty cheap, and I think a lot of people are going to be on him this week. And then let's go over here to tight end. Not really looking at anyone there, and not really too into these defenses here. So I think Enunwa is really the only one I'm looking at. Maybe you can go Kenny Stills. That's up to you guys. He did have a big week 1, but he only had 4 or 5 receptions in that one. Definitely a long ball kind of a threat. Only had 5 targets, so he got lucky with 2 touchdowns there. So that's up to you guys. Like I said, I like looking at targets, see how many times they're looking at him. But Enunwa, I think I'm going to go that way. I think he'll get anywhere from 8 to 10 targets once again. Sam Darnold looks like he's liking him. So we're going to go that way. That's really in that one that I am looking at. All right, moving on. We got Philly and Tampa. We got a 44 total and Philly by 3. So like I said, man, Tampa, did they come out there week 1? I think it'll be a little bit different story here. I really don't mind Nick Foles as a GPP. No one's going to have him here, but in a half-decent match. We saw how Breeze did. I think Foles is going to have to throw a little bit, but once again, not really into this game. I guess if you had the look here, Jeffrey should be out, so Nelson Aguilar, a lot of people are picking him in there. I'd rather have Landry if you can get him, but Nelson Aguilar, like I said, that was a hard week 1. But he still had 10 targets, 8 receptions for 33 yards. So in a little bit looser defense here in Tampa Bay. I don't mind him. Here. I'm not sure if Brett Grimes is playing or not, but still, I don't mind Aguilar. Should get you maybe 12 or 13 points. So I do like Landry more, but also, like I said, if you don't have the money for him, Nelson Aguilar is sitting in a pretty good spot. And then Zach Ertz, I don't mind him. He had a disappointing week 1, but he's still got some targets as well. But as you see there, he had 10 targets as well, only had 5 receptions for 48. But Ertz, I think, gets you 7 or 8 receptions here. I think he can get you, 12 or 13 points. So if you have the money to get Ertz, yeah, I think that's the way to go this week. I do like him. That's Nick Foles, the kind of safety net there. So Ertz and Aguilar is kind of who I'm looking at in this one. Not really too into the Tampa Bay side of this one. Like I said, I know they had a good week, but I'm just really not into it. Philly, as we know, pretty good defense there. Ertz and Aguilar are the 2 that I'm looking at in this one. All right, moving on. Indy and Washington. 46.5 total in Washington by 6. So, right away, Alex Smith, a lot of people are liking him here. I don't mind him. He's nothing fancy or anything like that. He's relatively cheap at $7,100. If you want to put him in there, he's going to be consistent. He's kind of a cash game play there. Should get you anywhere from 18 to 20 in this one. 21 for 30, that's pretty good. 255 passing yards there. He can rush a couple times as well. So, yeah, I don't mind Smith. Like I said, he should be safe in this one here against an Indiana team that I'm not too worried about. Adrian Peterson, he had a good week 1, but I don't know if I can go that way. Chris Thompson could be an interesting pick there. Not many people are going to have him, but shoot, maybe put him in there. Mixon had a pretty good week 1 against Indiana last week. I told you guys I liked him. Caught a couple passes and rushed pretty good. So Thompson, as we know, pretty good back out of the field to receive some balls. So, yeah, Thompson, really don't mind him if you want to go that way. Luck, probably not looking at him. He's a little expensive for me. That's really it I'm looking at. I really don't care for anyone else. You got Ebron or Jack Doyle, but I really don't need a tight end this week. Ian Thomas or Zach Ertz. And there's one more tight end that I'm looking at. But besides that, not really looking at anyone. So, Alex Smith for sure, and then maybe some Chris Thompson. And that's all I'm looking at there. We got Marlon Mack. Let's see what's going on with him. was limited in practice. Well, I guess if he doesn't play, maybe you can go. Well, if he doesn't play once again, you can go Jordan Wilkins or Hines. That's up to you, but I really don't. I really don't need that. I'm going, expensive with my running backs this week. So, yeah, Thompson and Smith. Smith for sure. I like him quite a bit. All right, moving on. Minnesota and Green Bay. We have where are they at? A one spread, and like I said, no total yet. Probably around 44 to 45 in this one. Rodgers should play, but not really into him. Kirk Cousins, I think he can get you 19 to 20 again, but like I said, for a little bit cheaper, you can go get Smith. That's probably going to get you the same amount of points, and a same high total, a little bit higher spread, but still should be good. Dalvin Cook maybe get you 10 or 12 in this one. You can always look at Diggs or Thielen if you want to go that way, but they're pretty expensive. I'm not really spending up on my wide receivers this week. So yeah, I'm really not into this game. I have absolutely nobody from this game at all. Like I said, you can look at Cousins, but that's really it. Yeah, not really into this one. Maybe you can put in Rodgers. That's up to you. I mean, they are going to be in Green Bay, but me personally, not really looking at this game. All right, we're going to move on here to Kansas City and Pitt. Like I said, this should be the cash game for sure that everyone's going to have. 52.5 total with Pittsburgh by 4. So Big Ben, he has an elbow injury. He should play, and obviously he's a lot better at home, and I think the weather should be a little bit better in this one. But obviously keep an eye on that. And then you got Patrick Mahomes. He'll be popular, 28.3 last time. I really like him at 7,500, and I think a lot of people will a lot of people are going to as well. James Conner price went up, but he's still in a pretty good spot at 7,000. Not expecting Le'Veon Bell to play this week, so if he doesn't, definitely put in some James Conner. He'll be very popular here once again. Wide receiver, definitely love Antonio Brown. He had a lot of targets there week 1. And once again, they're going to be at home opener there against the Chiefs. 16 targets. Yeah, so if Big Ben's all healthy and ready to go, put in some Brown there for sure. A couple of people like Juju Smith, that's up to you guys if you want to go that way. I think he got a lot more targets than normal just because of the rain game. But, obviously Le'Veon Bell's not playing, so he might get a couple extra receptions. And then Tyreek Hill for sure if you can get him in there. I love some Tyreek Hill. So Brown and Hill, those are my 2 top targets for wide receiver this week. If you want to go a little cheap, Jesse James, maybe put him in there. Vance McDonald's going to play, though, so I don't know how that one's going to go. But, exposure to a relatively cheap tight end, that might get you 5 or 6. So, yeah, I'm looking at Mahomes in this one. If you want to go Big Ben, that's up to you. I don't think he'll be as popular as Mahomes, for obvious reasons. So, yeah, I don't mind him. Obviously Connor, and then Brown Hill is kind of what I'm looking at in that one there. So those are just the obvious cash game picks in that one. So, yeah, definitely got to target that one for sure. All right, moving on. Houston and Tennessee. We got a 45 total, and Houston only by 1.5. So Watson, he looked, he didn't look too good there that first week, but, he can always bounce back. Anyway, Dion Lewis for sure. A lot of people are going to have him. He's only $6,500. So if you wanna go Dion Lewis and James Conner and sacrifice Todd Gurley or Alvin Kamara and maybe go get Brown and maybe fit in Tyreek Hill, you can maybe go that way if you want to try something like that. Might have to sacrifice a little bit more, but you could probably do it. And also, yeah, DeAndre Hopkins. A little bit of an injury here. He was limited in practice. He didn't look too good there that first week, only had 78 reception yards. He should play if we have any word. Obviously, that's going to impact this game. Will Fuller, he's not looking too good either. He didn't play last week, was limited in practice, expected. So it looks like he's expected to play. So, yeah, I mean, if Hopkins is out for some reason, Bruce Ellington for sure. I think he's going to be a good option. Very, very cheap for $4,600. If Hopkins and Will Fuller are back, probably eliminates Ellington in this game. But he still had 8 targets there, so I really don't mind that one. Like I said, if Fulmer does come back and Hopkins is there, probably eliminates them. But if one of them is out, I probably put in Ellington for only $4,600. Plus, that gets you a lot of free space to get some people in there. Walker's out, but I don't really want to attack that tight end area. I'm not really into it. We got Corey Davis, hamstring injury. All right, looks like it's an old injury, so yeah, maybe put Davis in there. With Walker being out, I mean, look at that. He had 13 targets there. So I don't mind going Davis again for 6,300. I think he can get in for touchdown, get you around 13 to 15 in this one. I really like Davis. I think, like I said, if everything's good with that hamstring, I like him. Like I said, Walker being out, that's going to help out a little bit. Anyway, Lewis, pardon me, I thought he was with sorry, I still think he was with New England. Anyway, he's with Tennessee. Yes, I do. I still like Dion Lewis here out of the backfield for Tennessee, not New England. We'll get into New England in a second. Yeah, anyway, obviously pass catcher out of the out of the backfield. And like I said, he had 8 targets, 6 rush for 16 times. So Lewis, I think he's underpriced on this one. Like I said, if you want to pair him in there with Connor, don't mind that at all. I don't think he'll be crazy popular this week, so I don't mind Lewis. So looking at Lewis, all this injury, have to see what's going on. If one of these guys is out, maybe put in Ellington. Davis should play, so I don't mind him in a GPP tournament, and that's probably what I'm looking at this one. So ownership in this game, I don't think a lot of people are going to have this one. For sure, in cash games, not many people are going to have anybody from this one. But still, I mean, like I said, that is a 45 total. That's not bad, and only a spread of 1. So should be an interesting one there. Like I said, Dion Lewis, probably my favorite out of that game there. All right, moving on. Should be a competitive one. LA and Buffalo. As we know, Buffalo just got annihilated last week. LA defense there in play if you can afford them. We got a 43.5 total, and the Chargers by 7. So this is an interesting one. I really don't like Rivers. His price went down. I don't think he's going to have to throw a lot. I don't mind Melvin Gordon, Austin Eckler if you want to go that way. He might get a little bit of garbage time there at the end. Gordon, is he must-have? Probably not. I mean, they're going to run with him, but if this is a blowout, they might put in Eckler a little bit more. So not really into this game too much. Yeah, LA side of the passing, not really into it because I don't think they're going to have to throw too much here. But for sure, if you can afford that defense at 4,400, Chargers defense is looking pretty good and pretty cashy in this one. So if you had to pick, I guess you can look at Gordon and Eckler. Like I said, Eckler had a pretty good week 1 there against Kansas City. Let's go look at his usage real quick. Only ran the ball five times and receptions for 5 for 87. So he might get you 10 or 11 in this one. Probably one of my least favorite picks that I have available for you guys, but you can still put him in there, I guess. So honestly, not really into this game. You could put Gordon in there, might get you 16 or 17. But you can go Connor or Dion Lewis for a lot cheaper and probably a little bit more fantasy points each from those guys for sure. All right, moving on. Arizona and the Rams in this one. We got a 45 total in LA by 13. So right away, Todd Gurley definitely comes to mind in this one. He should easily get you 20 to 25 once again. Quarterbacks, not really into it. Not really into wide receivers. Honestly, in this game, I'm looking at Todd Gurley, and that's probably it, to be completely honest with you. I mean, sure, maybe some of these guys like Cooks and Woods and Cup, maybe they get some half-decent points in this one. But Todd Gurley, I think that's all you got to really look at in this one and then probably move on to the next one. All right, moved on. Detroit and San Francisco. So this should be a good one. We wanted to do San Francisco, in week 1, but obviously they're facing the Vikings. There's a lot better matchup here for sure. We got a 48 total and San Fran by 6. All right. Anyway, I think a guy that's going to get a lot of ownership this week is Jimmy G. I think he's going to get a lot of ownership in San Francisco. I think, he's going to feel comfortable there. I like him. He should get you at least 24, 25. I'm expecting a pretty good week here for Jimmy G. Over 300 yards passing, probably, 3 or 4 touchdowns in this one. Yeah, really like him in this one. Stafford, not much ownership. I think he could rebound, maybe get you 20 or 21 in this one, but he's still too dang expensive. I don't mind Golden Tate there for $7,100. I think he's in a pretty good spot. If Marquise Goodwin can't play, I love Garcon even if Goodwin plays. He had a really bad week 1 and a very good defense, but I love Garcon. I really do. Detroit, not too bad of a defense there, but I really like Garcon. And then, if Goodwin can't play Dante Pettis, maybe he puts in there or something. But I like Garcon. And then probably one of my top tight ends, I forgot to mention him, is George Kittle at 5,600. I think he's going to get a lot of targets in this one. I like him. So I'm looking at Jimmy G and Kittle for sure as my quarterback tight end. If you want to put in a couple with Garcon, don't mind putting them in there. I wouldn't have them in a lot of them, but I still think he can get you around 6 or 7 receptions for about 75, 80 yards and a touchdown in this one. But Kittle, I'm really expecting a big game from him. Should get you around 14 to 15 points here. And Jimmy G should do pretty good in this one. So, yeah, I really don't mind it. Like I said, if you want to go Golden Tate, I really don't mind him in this one. 17.4 last game. Didn't look too bad. If you want a cheap option, Kenny Golladay didn't look too bad. Marvin Jones, Golloway's kind of taking his playing time there. 5,700, I think that's way too cheap for him, so definitely you can put him in there for sure. All right, moving on to New England and Jacksonville. All right, we're looking at Rex Burkhead. If he does not play, James White should be in a pretty good spot and relatively popular as well. Yes, I know Jacksonville's a good defense, but James White, I think he can get you 10 to 15 in this one. They're already down Edelman. If they're down Burkhead, that's going to hurt as well. And as we know, Jacksonville has a really good defense there with their safeties and quarterbacks. So that's going to limit Brady down the field. So he's going to have to pass it off to White, I think, quite a bit in this one. If Fournette can't play, maybe put it in TJ Yeldon for a couple. But I'd rather have White personally. Don't mind Gronk, but dang, is he so dang expensive at 8,100. One of my picks that I kind of like, he's popping up a little bit, is Austin Seferian-Jenkins. Couple people liked him week 1. He only had 5 targets there, but I think he can get you, 7 to 8, maybe 9 in this one. He is only 4,600, so you don't need a lot from him. Anyway, he's questionable with general soreness. That doesn't really affect me picking him too much. He was limited. He was on 87% of the snaps, so he still played pretty good. I really don't mind him. I really don't. Like I said, if Fournette's out, that's going to get rid of a little bit of the running game. Yeldon's still going to run a little bit, but I think that's going to make Bortles have to throw a little bit more. He might get 2 or 3 more targets there. Definitely a red zone threat for sure. With Jacksonville wide receivers, they don't really have any red zone threats. So I think Jenkins could be a good one if he's all healthy and ready to go. So I'm looking at Jenkins for sure in this one, and definitely James White are probably the 2 that I would be looking at in this game. All right, moving on. We got our last game, Oakland and Denver in this one. We got a 46 total and Denver by 6. So this one should be interesting. As we know, they're going to be back at home here for Denver. Case Keenum, man, did he look pretty good there week 1 against the Seahawks? And I'm not too afraid of Oakland's defense, as we saw what the Rams did. And, Keenum, 329 passing yards. Man, did he throw the ball quite a bit there. 39 attempts. I like him. He had a lot of interceptions, but I think he can cut down on that one. 22.16 at 6,700. Even if he gets you 19 to 20, he's in a pretty good spot. I love Keenum. I really do like him this week. One of the guys that picked up on my season-long fantasy league, Phillip Lindsay. This dude, he was an undrafted running back out of Colorado. Made the team there, obviously coming out of preseason, and man, he looked good. He had 15 rushing attempts, so obviously he's part of the offense there with 71 rushing yards, and he's a small guy. He can come out of the backfield and get a couple receptions. He might get 2 or 3 targets for maybe 20 or 30 yards, but 17.2 for 4,900 wasn't too bad. So I'm expecting maybe anywhere from 9 to 11 points this week. Doesn't seem like a lot, but the dude's only $4,900. So I really like Phillip Lindsay. I think he's in a pretty good spot. And like I said, he's an undrafted rookie, so he's trying to prove he belongs in the league. And then you got Thomas and Emmanuel Sanders in this one. at 15 and 24 last week. I like Sanders. I think he'll be popular here once again. I think Keenum's going to throw the ball, probably 34, 35 times once again. So Sanders, 6,800, he's definitely in play in this one. If you guys saw last week, I don't have him available. Like I said, it was his first start last week. Anyway, the tight end for the Seahawks, I totally forgot his name. Anyway, he did pretty good against Denver last week. Who knows? Maybe Cook get you maybe 10 to 11 points. Yes, I know they were just passing off to him, but he still had 12 targets. It was kind of Derek Carr's safety net there. Don't expect 22 from him, anywhere from 9 to 10. If you can afford him at 5,000, I think he's in a good spot. Yes, I know he's facing Denver, but like I said, the Seattle Seahawks tight end went off pretty good against him last week. So who knows? He might do half decent in this one. So looking at Keenum for sure in this one. Philip Lindsay, yeah, I don't mind him in a GPP. We'll have a couple shares of him. Then I don't mind some Sanders, and maybe you want to put in some Jared Cook. His popularity will be a little bit high just because of what he did last week. All right. Anyway, I didn't show draft dashboard, but most of these picks that we were looking at, they liked them as well. I already have some of my watch players that are available. As you see, I got 18 of them. If you do want my own personal player pool for draft dashboard, like I said, sign up in the link in the comment section. The only way to see my own personal player pool is through the link and sign up there. Like I said, I do update my player pool every week for NFL, and we'll be doing it for NBA as well. So let's try and just go look at a little bit of a half-decent lineup for you. Let's go make one. If I can't get a full one, let's just do as much as we can. Let me go see what we got going. So I really don't mind, like I said, Jimmy G in this one. If you want to go Patrick Mahomes, that's up to you guys. He's only $200 cheaper. Sorry, more expensive, but I really like Jimmy G quite a bit. And since we're going to go that way, I'm going to go hook up his tight end and George Kittle. I think he's in a good spot this week. Let me go look. Who else we got? We're going to go James Conner probably. I got that game clicked. So sorry about that. And then we're going to go, let's go Alvin Kamara, Brown, if we can go that way. I'm probably going to go, see here, Atlanta defense. I do like Atlanta. That gives you not too much money available. Let's go Jets, wide receiver. Probably go Nunwa in this one if you want to go that way. $5,000 there. You got $6,900 per player. What you could do if you want to, I guess you can't do that because of that reason. Let me go look. If you want to go get Todd Gurley, you're going to have to switch it up just a little bit. It is possible. Trust me, I've been looking at it. See that, like I said, that would have been perfect if Philip Lindsay was a wide receiver, because then you could put him in there. You could put in Bruce Ellington if you want to go that way. That's a pretty solid lineup. If you want to get rid of Jimmy G, you could probably work in Case Keenum or something like that. Get a little bit cheaper. Might get you a half-decent better wide receiver there. You could always get rid of Kittle. And if you just want to punt with your tight end, you can go that Ian Thomas there for Carolina. Like I said, he might get you 2 or 3 points, but if you want to, stack your big boys in there, he's going to save you a lot of salary. As you see, that gives you $7,100. Maybe you can go get Landry or something like that. You can change up a couple guys in that one, but you can easily get in Connor, Kamara, Brown, Todd Gurley in this one. Just depends on where you want to go. Like I said, you can take out Keenum if you want to go that way. You can try and go put in Mahomes. Go put in Jimmy G. If you want to go Taylor, he's pretty cheap as well. So, yeah, a lot of really good options out there this week. I'm really looking forward to this week. I think I have a pretty good game plan. As you see, some of those guys are some of my core players there. Should be a good one. Would love to have you guys join us for this week too. Pretty confident this week. I'm feeling good about this week here. I've been doing a lot of study, so I'm loving this week. I really am. Anyway, $30 a month. We'd love to have you guys on board. If you sign up for the month, or season. Like I said, you get Thursday, Sunday main, and Monday. You get 3 slates for $30 a month, or $150 for the season. If you're just doing the single day pass, all 3 of those slates are not included. You just get the day pass there. So, like I said, would love to have you guys join us for some NFL. Like I said, if you want to get in on it, let us know. We will have our Twitter in the comment section. Click on it. We'll get you all set up on some NFL. And like I said, if you want my own personal player pool, click on the link in the comment section, and we'll let you have all of my own personal player pool picks. And like I said, you can easily just grab all my players, put them into an optimizer, and let you pick your own lineup, pick and choose who you want, lock certain players, get rid of certain players, and so on and so forth. So like I said, that is it. Like I said, all the information to get in on for lineups and draft dashboard will be in the comment section. So that is it, guys. If you guys have any questions, or if you guys have anyone that you're liking this week, leave it down in the comment section. I will talk to you guys a little bit if you guys have any questions, or if you have anyone that you're looking at, or if you need help with cash games or GPPs, who should go where, I will definitely help you guys out. So leave some comments if you want to interact with me. Also, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like. We do appreciate it. Quite a bit of a long video going through all the NFL, broke down every single game. So, quite a bit of work and a lot of information that I gave you guys. So that should help you. So like I said, leaving a like would, we definitely do appreciate it quite a bit. So, all right, guys, hope you guys all have a week 2. Like I said, I'm pretty confident about this week, and hopefully you guys, are as well. All right, guys, we'll see you guys a little bit later.